Hi, and welcome to this Geo Web tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through the details of how we represent physical land as NFTs in the Geo Web's core contracts. As a quick reminder, the Geo Web is a fair property rights system for anchoring digital content to physical location. With these property rights, we can create a public good consensus for what information in digital media is discoverable in a geospatial browsing experience. This will eventually open up mind-blowing applications with smart glasses, but for right now, it's super useful with smartphones and smartwatches too. To show you how we go about defining our land, I'm going to be interacting with our Geo Web Cadastra, which is an interface for managing Geo Web land claims. I'm zooming in here on New York City and Central Park, and to start a land claim, I just simply click somewhere open on the map, and I see this single yellow rectangle pop up and a light grid. As if you remember, our use case is focused on creating deterministic discovery of content. So one of the things that means is that our GeoWeb land parcels shouldn't overlap, or they can't overlap. If I expand my parcel like I've done here, you'll see that the claim shape changes to red. If there are two or more parties that control the digital airspace in a location, or there's no rules whatsoever about who gets to post content where, how would I know what content is the right content for that location? Well, you need an algorithm or some other mechanism to decide. And there are lots of Web 2 giant companies out there that would love to solve that problem for you for free, only if they're allowed to be the landlord of your attention in return. And so obviously we wanted to do something different. We wanted to provide a fair and productive solution that's 100% on-chain. But blockchains are pretty constrained, and so we have to make some trade-offs and get creative to get there. So this grid is the result. It's optimized for EVM storage and compute. Each one of these rectangles is called a GeoWeb coordinate. They are currently about 2.5 meters by 2.5 meters at the equator, and that changes as you get to higher latitudes. But there are billions of these little tiles across the globe, creating a uniform layer. By breaking it down like this, we can store whether a coordinate is available or not with just one bit in an index. It's a 0 or 1, available or not. And that's actually pretty efficient to store and check on-chain on the EVM. So as millions of parcels around the globe are claimed on the GeoWeb, the computation required to confirm that there is no overlap between a new parcel and all the existing ones is unaffected. Basically, each parcel is just a check to see whether every coordinate in this yellow square are, if they're available or not, each one. If we went about it in a different way, say a Web 2 way where we were to draw polygons, it would give us all sorts of degrees of freedom in defining shapes. We would have to recompute with each new land claim whether the new parcel overlapped the millions of existing parcels. And so the work required continuously grows with each land parcel, and that's bad design for smart contracts. We may eventually be able to accommodate something like that with a zero-knowledge proof system as an L3 rollup or something along those lines, but not yet. So we have our grid system and our coordinates, and we can construct parcels. Go ahead and lock in a shape here. But as you also probably notice, our land parcel shapes are rectangles right now. In the contracts, we store the southwestmost coordinate plus the latitude dimension and the longitude dimension. We did this for a number of reasons, mostly performance and land market competition. We limit the number of coordinates and dimensions, and we also didn't want people to be drawing like complex shapes, like say a donut around a moat around a parcel. It starts to create some friction in the land market. So now that I've locked my shape in here, the next step would be to complete the claims process with our partial common ownership system rules. But we're going to do that on another video. So just know that when I complete this claim, my wallet will control a new ERC 721 NFT that includes a spatial definition with these coordinates in the world, and no one else will.